Alright, we're back out here at the storage unit, and there's a bunch of really interesting characters out here today. None of them I have any fears of them doing anything stupid, but we just get to deal with them. Oh, cool. There's one nice guy here. Excellent. So we're moving stuff from one unit to another. Sometimes I have trouble remembering which unit's mine, and then I look at the ground and see all the tire tracks, and then it's like, oh, yeah. Oh, welcome to whatever's going on in here. So we got quite a few of these chairs removed the other day. A friend with a trailer was helping out, and he said he's available to help out again in another 2 days. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of sort through some stuff. We got a couple chairs here charging. I do have another storage unit here on site, which is going to stay here for a while, but I think we're going to move maybe some of the dead chairs over there. That might be the easiest thing to do. That way when the trailer comes, we can load the ones that run. I don't know, regardless, I've got 2 chargers there. I'm going to take the 6000Z over to the other unit. Then I need to find another charger while we're over there. By the way, yes, this is a hat-worn camera, and I'm well aware that my head flies around quite a bit with the Tourette's and everything, so I'll try to be cognizant of that and edit as such. But nice thing is I have this little screen here so I can see what you guys see. Okay, Quantum 6000Z, your batteries are questionable. You've been charging for 6 days. Will you make it driving yourself to the other unit? This guy's been eyeballing me the whole time he's been here. So I have no problem not getting out of his way. And for people that keep feeling the need to comment about my van being registered, it is registered. The laws in Oregon are different than wherever you live. This is the Wild West as far as the DMV is concerned. All right, we made it back over here. Oh, and our batteries are, I mean, if that's to be trusted, they still seem to be functioning, so yeah. All right, let's open this up, find another charger, get back over there, drink my coffee, eat some food, charge some more chairs, and then we'll keep doing this whole round and round thing over and over again. Oh, I forgot there is a 3D printer sitting on this chair that I meant to put in the van. By the way, this Q6 Edge 1 right here, it's got the Electrocraft style motors on it. It has gearbox neutrals. Makes it a breeze to push. It's nice. The batteries were good in this thing. They're Group 22s though, so we might need to cycle those a few times, see if we can recover them. They're extremely old. Ozone generator that I had to set up in the old storage unit because there was a guy living in the 2 units. Yes, the same guy was living in 2 units, one on each side of me, and he had the idea that smoking inside was a good idea. Denied that he was smoking, and I didn't realize it until some prototype chairs that I had stored there for certain companies, which I shall not name, got completely soaked in cigarette smoke. And, well, we'll just say it did cost me some money. It wasn't as much as it could have been, but, yeah, anyways, that was fun. So I had the ozone generator in there to, basically get all the smoke smell out of the chairs. All right, we need to do a little bit of organization here. I'm gonna do that, and I'll be back. Here's our basically brand new M3. I was thinking about poaching the motors off of this to use them for this F3 I'm sitting in, but I think I'm just gonna go through insurance and have them do it, and we'll leave this thing complete. Well, as it turns out, I do not have any other battery chargers in that unit, and I also don't have the spare one in the van. I'm not quite sure what happened to that one. Should probably figure that out and get it back in there, because carrying around a wheelchair charger in your van is definitely something you should do. You never know when you're gonna need it. Actually, it's kind of nice. It's starting to look more empty in here. Awesome. Okay, 2 battery chargers. There's the one attached to the, what do you call it? Trains. The test bench, and then I have one other one. And should probably double check and make sure there's another one tucked in there. This chair, the batteries in it are actually bad. So, oh, and also we robbed a bunch of the hardware off the front casters on this one. So we're not going to be able to drive that one over there because as soon as we hit a speed bump, the front casters will fall off. This one, what was the story with this one? I think the batteries were semi-questionable in this one, but then, oh, the circuit breaker was off. Okay. Oh yeah, I pushed it over here. Well, I think I'm gonna get this on the charger because batteries in this one were like okay-ish. This TDX SP here, I don't know what it is with these older Invacare electronics on these older chairs, but if you turn them off, there's almost no quiescent draw. Like, you can turn them off and leave them for like 6-8 months, come back, and they'll still work. All these other chairs, if you do that, the batteries will be toasted. So I think we're gonna unplug this and then plug this one in. And yeah, we'll do that, I think. Please hold. Oh, I keep forgetting. There's a forefront over there in the corner. I want to play around with that. I hope the batteries haven't been destroyed while it's been sitting in here because they were okay. Well, I'm gonna eat some food, then we'll reconvene. Let's shine some light on the subject here. That's not much light. Oh, it's a slow start compact fluorescence. Well, let's see if this chair will give us signs of life. There's a lot of spiders back there. Okay. What does that say? H bridge, under voltage. So that's one thing with a lot of power chairs. If the batteries are really low, you're gonna get a bunch of errors and there's gonna be a bunch of problems that will simply be solved by having the batteries charged. So next time we go over to the other unit, I'm gonna grab an extension cord so we can get that thing plugged in. This is, oh, my original Amy lure. Let's see if this powers up. I still have a grand design to put Permobil 3G seating on this thing, but yeah, anyways. It still seems to be moving fine. We'll need to plug that in though. Oh, the C500. This is the old classic. Okay, so I definitely have the circuit breaker turned off on this one. Let's turn that on. This is the one, back in the day, we swapped the high-speed motors into. Okay, we're getting low battery. Yeah, that's not gonna move with it flashing a low battery error. Let's take a look at the Quickie Pulse 6. Vanilla Arnet. One blinking bar, will it move? Seems to move. This one also has Group 22 batteries in it. They're pretty old, but they're in good shape. It's funny, like, I don't know how I remember on most of these chairs which batteries are good. Some of the batteries are good enough that I want to really take care of them, and other ones, like the ones in here, I know are questionable, so I don't necessarily care as much. But yeah, interesting. I'm lucky enough to not be in a lot of perceived pain most of the time. However, I think there's pain occurring that I can't feel a lot of times. I got about 3 bites into my food and I cannot continue. That usually happens when the body is like, what are you doing? Stop being stupid. I think this thing, we're gonna try and load into the van and take it back with us. Now, I did completely thrash the batteries in this thing at one point. They are U1s, and yeah, let them get a little too low. I can't remember if I recovered them or not. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, it's not super happy. And we'll just leave it plugged in for a bit. We're about to do something that should basically never be done, but I'm gonna explain to you why I'm doing it in this situation. So we've got this little Golden Compass Sport thing. This is a Group 2, what I call a scooter chair. It's like the bottom of the bottom end of Group 2 chairs. Basically a 4-wheeled scooter that's mid-wheel drive. Has really small motors, has like a 45 or 50 amp controller in it. There's no weight on it whatsoever. Uses U1 batteries. Now typically you'd charge these with a 5 amp charger, but I want to try something that may or may not be super interesting. But remember when we built this thing over the course of a couple of live streams? This is a little Camel Energy lithium ion like battery pack / jump starter. It's what you might call a wheelchair jump pack. However, these are for one specific purpose. They're for adjusting the seating on rehab chairs when there's no batteries in them or the batteries are extremely dead. You never want to try and drive the chair with something like this. But in this case, this thing has batteries in it. They kind of work. They're a little bit questionable. It's not going to pull much amperage. The charging port on these chairs can't handle more than like 10 amps to be safe. And the control system's definitely going to pull more than that. Regardless, we're going to hook this up and we're going to attempt to drive it over to the other storage unit. I bought this as sort of an experiment. It's a 24 volt output right here on this giant, I forget what you call this connector, but yeah, it's giant connector. Like I was saying, this turned out to be not ideal because it only lets you turn on the output for a total of 20 or 30 seconds. And while that output is on, it opens and closes the contactor occasionally. Here, let me show you. Listen. Is this thing broken already? I wonder if this thing has soiled itself. Normally the contactor for the output turns on and off, and it keeps cycling the relay for the whole 20 or 30 seconds it's on. But it's claiming it's outputting right now, and the relay is not clicking. Hang on, let me figure out what's going on here. It clicks and it says ready, so it's putting 24 volts out, but listen. See how that contactor, it just clicks every so often. Which on a lot of chairs is fast enough. If there's no batteries, it'll like turn off the control system. But again, this chair doesn't weigh anything. It doesn't pull much amperage. So we're gonna see if this thing can assist the crappy batteries that are in this chair to get it over to the other storage unit. Yeah, this thing's having problems. But yeah, anyways, if you ever do build a jump pack like this where you go to an XLR port, only adjust the seating. If you try and drive the chair, you're gonna melt down all the wiring in the chair, but that's on a typical rehab chair. And especially if someone's sitting in it, this doesn't weigh anything. So that's why I'm claiming this is like, okay. Plus I don't care about any of this. If this whole thing gets toasted, that's fine. This is kind of a platform for testing assorted things. Okay, so there it turned off. Oh, there we go. Now it's working like it should. Yeah, this might take an extended amount of time. Now we made it back over here. Pardon the buzzing noise of the old ship and shore charger there. But I looked in the manual and it says when that 24 volt icon is blinking, that means the output is limited because of low temperature. So storing this thing in the van in fairly coldish weather, I mean, it's not below freezing, but it's cold enough to make it unhappy. We are definitely going to want to have this dehumidifier set up in here. It's a little small for this unit, but it's better than nothing. By the way, I call these PlayStation plugs, like the little figure 8 ones. I'm sure they have a name, but it's either electric razor or PlayStation cord. I don't know why. Yeah, we'll just set this right here. There we go. I think I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow and plug in the other set of chairs, because there's 4 of them that need to be completely charged and ready to go for Wednesday, and I can only plug in 2 at a time. So regardless, I gotta come back out here one more time before Wednesday, and then we should be ready to go, because I want to make sure that those chairs will power up and roll into the trailer with no problems when my help gets here. I hate making people wait around. Apparently I left the lights on this thing. Let's see. There we go. I do believe it's about time to get the heck out of here and probably get some more coffee, because the cup holder is clearly empty. Fast forward 2.5 hours later, I'm still driving. Some idiot managed to flip their car and block a 6-lane highway. And it was at the worst possible spot, so there wasn't really a way around it. I'm gonna stop by where the bus used to be, because the old van's still over there. And I need to just check on a few things there. Then we'll head back to the apartment. Yeah, I wasn't planning on driving for this long today. Oh look, it's the next day, and the weather has changed ever so slightly. I managed to rustle up one battery charger. I forgot all my extras are at the shop, so we're gonna go over here to this other unit, shuffle some things around, and then I think we should be good. Not gonna stay here very long today. Here. Okay, let's see what, if anything, transpired here tonight. Looks like we have a blinking light on this charger. I forget what the lights mean on that one, but I think that might be an error condition. It is also fairly cold. It's not below freezing, but a lot of times batteries don't like charging when it's cold. Let's try and press this thing against the wall and see if we get a low voltage error. Kind of forgot, I haven't actually done a lot of tuning on this chair yet. Okay, let's see here. Ooh. Okay, I think it started moving that 2x4. I think this chair might be charged. I'm gonna plug it back in here for just a minute because I'm curious what that charger is gonna say about anything. And this one should be good. I do need to take the test bench over to the other unit though. Only annoying thing is it has a charger mounted to it. I guess I could take it off of there. I'll be back. As it would turn out, I kind of forgot a power strip and also forgot my tools. So that means getting the parts set for this one today is not gonna happen, but I have an evil plan to take care of that. I'm just gonna get a bolt and a giant washer and jam it in there. We don't need caster flutter clutches. We just need the stems to stay attached. So I'm gonna pop one of these caster wheels off and take it with me. And then, actually, do I have to do that? Well, I'll probably just do that. And then I'll come back tomorrow with some bolts, a spacer, and a washer, and then we should be good. As far as getting these other chairs charged, the chargers are not exceedingly happy with the batteries in this stuff. That one's extremely easy to push. This one's not, but I think if I leave it overnight, the little 8 amp quantum style brick charger, it's made by UPG. When that thing's blinking green, it's putting in a very small amount of current. So I think leaving this overnight should be good. But anyways, got the test bench moved out of here, and I got the other chair that was over here that had the chin control. Batteries are perfect in that thing, works fine. A local viewer gave that to me a few years ago. Thank you, by the way, if you're watching. I know I haven't made really any content with it, but it's been super helpful in learning how to set up alternative controls and whatnot. But anyways, oh, and the old purple Amy system's back here. That has no batteries in it, so anyways. Well, I'm gonna load up and get out of here. I've done all I can do for today. I decided to stop by the bus real quick. There's a bunch of firmware updates for the Victron solar and charge controllers and all that, so I think I can run all those without even getting out of the van. It's, I think there's 6 different modules I need to update, so anyways. It's not raining, figured might as well, right? And there we go. The storage unit is now empty. Well, one of the two. That one had all the wheelchairs and stuff in it. The warehouse had, well, the warehouse was basically 1,000 square feet, and I couldn't move everything all at once. Now, I haven't really said much about the shop space that I'm using. It is only temporary though, so that's why I opted to get a couple of storage units that were at the same site that the warehouse was. That way I could just move stuff across the parking lot instead of moving it all the way across town, and then within about a year or so having to move it all again. So in my mind, that made more sense. But now that we have the bus and a proper storage facility, that obviously costs money. So getting rid of that other storage unit and moving all those chairs into the shop made sense. Oh, by the way, we're going to move the live stream to Friday because tomorrow is obviously that holiday or whatever, and everyone's probably gonna be busy. So we're gonna do it 3 p.m. Pacific time on Friday, which is, let's see if my watch will cooperate. I think that's the 29th? Yeah, it's the 29th. So anyways, I'll see you then. We'll probably take a look at some Black Friday online shopping deals or something. And we've got one of the 3D printers out here now, so I don't know, we'll figure out something to do. What do I say? Embrace the chaos. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed. I will see you Friday.